So I thought I'd talk a little bit about this little module here. It's step 8 by Joranalogue audio design, and step 8 is a sequential tracking sampling register. If that doesn't make sense to you, or you don't understand what it means, that's fine. It's basically the most common use is a 8-step sequencer. So normally you would put a clock in and in the correct input, and it steps through these control voltages, which are based on a 5-volt normalization here. So all the way down 0 volt, all the way up 5 volt. You can also input your own voltage information there. So yeah, this is how you could use it basically, or as a tracking, sampling register in all kinds of other ways that it invites to. It's quite generous with all its jacks and everything. But something that I started using for recently that I really liked is actually pushing it up into audio rate, which it can handle. So if you see the stepping here, I'm stepping from Rides in the Storm DOC. If I start increasing the oscillation of this pulse wave, you can see that it starts entering into audio rate territory. And you can see when it's all the way down, nothing. When it's all the way up, it will also do nothing. And the reason for this is that this is basically a bunch of steps with different voltage, so different volume, which actually will become an 8-bit wave. So we can listen what it sounds like. So take the scan output and I put it into my mixer up here. And you can see. Here we go. So you can see I can control the pitch down here, and this controls the wave. So this is some kind of pulse, just a simple pulse. Four pulses with spaces in between, and you can do all kinds of chopped up waves. For example, sort of triangle, something like this. Get a little bit of that nice triangle smoothness, but it's still 8-bit. Or you can do something that starts more square and then has a more organic tail. So actually you can do all kinds of waves, that doesn't really matter, but you have each stage of the wave as a separate control. Another benefit of this, you can also modulate the frequency kind of using the 5-volt input. So if I take from the DMO, that's also where Rides in the Storm down here, and I put it into the 5-volt, you get a sort of frequency modulation. And this makes more sense if you start sequencing this. So first, just disconnect this, and I will just sequence using marbles for my DOC, the leading oscillator here. another thing you can do is, of course, you have all of these analog outputs and all the gate outputs. So you can output each individual stage either as the voltage or the gate. So if you start combining those outputs, you can start getting new harmonics. So what I have been using is Chaos Devices Bytom, which is a gate and trigger combiner that I have off screen. It has 3 channels that can sum up 4 inputs into one output, or you can use a flip switch and you can sum these to one output for all of them. So I have an output coming from both of them, but they are both switched off at the moment, and I will just connect my first channel to this gate and this analog output for these 2 stages, and then for my second channel I will take something here and there, let's say. So now I will turn on the first channel. You can see it adds extra harmonics. Now they are removed. There they come back. Second channel. And here we have the, if I turn on the full wave coming out of the scan, this is only these 4 outputs playing, or only one stage, and flipping them, and both again, and then the full wave. And I can keep modulating it here. Then, of course, why stop there? You have all these other outputs here, or inputs. So for example, I can take my second channel of my DMO and I will put it into reset or stage. Just keep manipulating the wave in this one or reset. And then I can take third channel from one of those and just control that modulation tool. Without chaos devices, with chaos devices. Pretty fun. Maybe it won't impress so many people, but you might enjoy yourself a little bit and create some 8-bit tunes. Yeah, I get the point.